So talking about your own journey in exploring yourself, when did you do that, and what makes you do that? What would make you do that?
What made me do it? Yeah. Good question. So when I failed university 3 years in a row, all I wanted to do was just work, get a job, because I was wasting money at university.
Right.
Wasting money, wasting time, and I said I'm just going to work. Now, I didn't have a qualification. I had no degree at that time or any qualifications, hardly any experience. So my first proper job was doing a factory job, pick and packing. I would work from 2:30, now sometimes even 1:30 in the afternoon, up until midnight, 6 days a week.
Without break or?
We'll have breaks, but there's no air conditioning, there's no heating. So if it's hot, it's really, really hot, there's no aircon. If it's cold, it's super cold. And I was physically putting bread in every day for 5 years.
5 years in a row?
5 years in a row.
You could really suffer that. I mean, how did you feel that? Did you feel satisfied with your situation, or?
This is what happens. People will put up with it because they're getting paid money, right? So the pain is there to say, yeah, this is not my dream job, but they don't see either a way out of it. So I couldn't see my way out of it, and I was just comfortable. And this is what happens when you're comfortable, you'll stick to what you do. True? And a lot of people, they do it because, it's not because they enjoy what they're doing, they're doing it because either they're comfortable or because of the money, to provide for them. So what made me change, what actually made me want to go, I want to quit from this, is someone asked me this question, Ty, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life?
So you think about it, you reflect.
So when I looked around me, this is all I needed to do. I just needed to look around me in the factory. All these old guys, most of them were Asian, especially Cambodian. For whatever reason, there was a lot of Cambodians in the factory. They were there in their 40s, their 50s, they're about to retire. So when I imagined myself in their shoes, that's when it scared me. And human nature is you only take action, or you're more likely to take action, is when you get scared of something, when you're in pain. So when I realized that's going to be my future, I'm going to retire in this factory like this, if I don't do anything about it, that's when my pain hit, and I was like, okay, I need to do something to change. And that's when I went to go back to study something that I enjoyed, which was HR, and just did a short course. I didn't do something like a degree, and I got into recruitment.
How long was that course?
It was a 1-year course.
1 year?
Yeah.
You really enjoyed it, but did you define that was your passion or something? Because normally people would say that, oh, this is what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And did you define your passion, HR?
My passion is in HR, specifically more recruitment. Because how did I know it was what I was passionate about? I was passionate because I was helping people get into jobs. In a way, I was actually from the corporate side, so I wasn't the one that's helping you get a job. I was actually screening people that were not suitable and putting people forward that were suitable. So there's 2 types of recruitment. One is they're called employment consultant, which they help the ones that are really, they find it difficult to get a job. Their job is to actually help them get a job. My one was more corporate recruitment, which is finding the best talent for the company. And I'm talking about big companies. Yeah, so your Telstras, your ANZ, Exxon Mobil, your government companies, etc. Those are the companies I used to recruit for. So they want the best of the best. And my job was to find those best people.
So your journey is getting out from a factory, thinking about your future, which was kind of limited.
Yeah.
And then you found a new way in HR, which really boosts your talent and boosts your ability. So, do you remember how long it took you to really develop your career in HR?
It didn't take me long, actually.
Oh.
So The first time I started in the recruitment space, people would ask me, where did you come from? What was your background? And when I told them I did a factory job, they were shocked. They were like, it was unheard of. They're like, what the hell, and they're like, in a way, they kind of looked down at me. They said, oh, you're working from a factory. And within 3 months, I got promoted to managing consultant from a graduate.
It's quick.
It is quick.
How did you do that?
Because it's my natural talent.
Yeah.
Because naturally I was good, and I won the first 2 months. I won Employee of the Month, the first month and the second month in a row, and it just showed that was my passion, because I was really good at it. They saw my potential, and at 3 months they approached me and said, Ty, we want to promote you and give you the biggest client that we actually manage. And even I was saying, I'm not ready for it. I've only been here 3 months. I was actually telling them, give it someone else. But they said, no, we want you. So sometimes you don't realize it. A lot of times you don't actually realize what you're good at, and you need someone to tell you that.
Do you mean I should find a mentor for myself, or should I just ask my parents or someone that I could find around me? Or should I find a particular mentor for me to really give me the advice during my career pathway?
Yeah. If you think of the most successful people out there, and they could be either in sports, it could be like, I think that Vietnamese, they're very massive in soccer, like playing soccer, swimming, but even in business, etc. Nearly, I'm saying pretty much nearly everyone out there, do they have a coach? In that space. Yeah? Tennis players will have a coach. Soccer players will have a coach. Yeah. The most successful coaches have coaches. So what's that saying? Is that you do need a coach to actually get you to where you want to be. So it could be anyone that is around you, but find the people that you know is going to help you take you to that next level.
But how do you feel with somebody everybody around them doesn't support them? Like with me, my parents expect me to really get into the business field. Right? I do enjoy communication, which really exploits my ability. How do you feel if not everyone supports you in that particular aspect?
You're going to have people that will try to define your career, define your life. Yeah? You should get married. You should have kids. Yeah? You should just buy a house and settle down. Yeah? That's a sort of conditioning that we are taught by parents, but also by school. This is the field that you should study in to get you build your career. In the end, you need to, if you feel like it's not right for you, then you do what you need to do to find where you want to go. Because the only person that can change it is yourself.
Yes.
No one else is going to change it for you. Either you want other people to make those decisions for you, for your life and for your career, or you take charge and make it on your own.
It could take a little bit of time for me to do that bit. It's worth time, right?
It doesn't need to be a big, massive change.
Yeah.
It could be just a little change that's going to help you, because the little changes is what makes define you, and it will get you there. But you have to change.
I have to change, but how could I change in? I have my goals settled down here, but how could I really find the right way in that period of time? Let's say I want to be a manager in 5 years. How could I rediscover my relevant talents to really achieve that goal?
Yep. So you've got that manager title or that position in 5 years' time, and that's fine. But to get to the manager position, you need to start off first working for someone. Yeah, you start off getting into a job. Once you're in the job, the first 12 months is actually for you to learn how to do the job really well, most of the time, right? The second year is when you are actually going to be really good at what you do, because it takes about 12 months for you to get up to speed. The second 12 months is you to actually, it's going to be easy for you. And within that time, once it starts getting easier, once you're in a company or working for someone, you can start to say, I want to learn more about management or leadership, and they will support you. Most big companies, there's always giving you training, giving you opportunities to learn, right, and to improve yourself. So the step is, rather than saying I want to get straight to the manager and that's my title, there is things down there that you need to learn first.
Right.
Yeah.
So have you ever met somebody that found difficult in defining themselves? What was your advice on that particular case?
Yeah. So this is when the first thing I ask anyone when I'm actually meeting them and they're a bit lost, they don't know what to do, or they're unsure of what to do the next step. The first question I ask is, tell me about you. Tell me about, what is it about you that makes you unique? And that question is a simple question. What's the very first question that a recruiter or an employer will ask you? Tell me about yourself. Tell me a bit about your background. Tell me about what you want to get into, your career aspirations. And if you don't know the answer, that means you're unsure about who you are. Yeah, and the key thing that you need to know is you need to know who you are and what is it that you want in life. Because people will hire people that have that ability to say, I want that, and I know that I can do it because these are the things I can offer to get there. People hire people that are sure of themselves. Yeah? So that's a key tip for the people, the viewers that are watching. In order for you to be standing out against any competition, against anyone, is you need to be confident about yourself first. Yeah. So imagine me as if I apply for a job, and let's say a manager job as an example, but I'm not confident to be a manager. Said, can you please give me an opportunity? Can you please give me a chance? They're not going to hire me.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a key tip. Be confident in yourself and what you want in life, and people will see that.